I hope it's got heat. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Junkyard Digs. Today you join myself, Steve, and Angus merely a couple miles from the Wisconsin-Michigan border into the Upper Peninsula. We are way up north, and today we just bought this 1974 F250 Highboy that we know absolutely nothing about. We've never even seen if the battery's up. We don't know if it cranks. We don't know anything. We're going to try to drive it like 500 miles home. So yeah, let's get her started because the sun's going down and it ain't getting warmer. Before we get started today, I need to crank the clock back and explain exactly what the heck Angus and I are doing in Wisconsin and why we're driving this piece of crap all the way home. If you saw the last video on the channel, you know that my buddy Steve from Build Season came down to the shop and we got this 1974 Mazda rotary engine pickup to run for the first time in 30-something years. And of course, the only way to follow up something that ridiculous is to try to drive that thing 400 miles back to Wisconsin. So that's exactly what we did, and it made an incredible video, and you guys should definitely go check it out on his channel. Regardless, at the end of it, Angus and I found ourselves stranded in Wisconsin with no ride home. So we hopped on Marketplace and tried to find the most affordable, least rusty shipbox that we could probably get to limp all the way back to Iowa, and this was our best option. Not a good option, but unfortunately the best one. Okay, so a quick overview. Meet our latest mistake. This right here, as mentioned, is a 74 F250 that we just bought. And when I say in the middle of nowhere in the woods, I mean in the middle of nowhere in the woods, about 6 miles off of any serviceable road. This sucker's got big meats on it. It's a real high boy with a drag link axle, a big solid front axle. It's got some stuff and things under there we don't even know. But most importantly, we got ourselves a 390 with headers. Nothing else really matters.
She's gonna be fast. It's a race truck.
The guy said it did run. He used to drive it around, but the timing's kind of poop and it runs like crap. Right off the bat, I see a bunch of red RTV, so I think we should try to get this to Steve's house and then redo a bunch of things and make it run good. That being said, let's see if it even runs, because we don't. I've never heard it run. I probably should have done that before I paid him, huh? Ready?
What's that warning light mean?
Battery cable light on?
This terminal is pretty loose and corroded, and this terminal right here is trying to weld itself to the solenoid.
Yeah, why do we get such a tall truck I can't reach? That was dumb. Whose idea was this? After tightening up some battery cables and finicking with the timing a bit, we finally got the truck to fire off. What in the hell? Just flooded. Go ahead. Okay, alright, we're getting closer. 1.5. I don't know what our transfer slots are at, but I can't really see them. I can't even reach them right now. Again, we'll go through all this later and set it all up right. I'm just trying to get her going right now. Eventually, we deemed the motor good enough and decided to hit the road and get the hell out of here. She could be just cold, too, you know. Alright, thank you, sir. Oh, does the horn work? Oh, never mind. Can I get my money back? I kind of fit. I don't think the seat moves.
Oh, that's it.
The latch is broke.
And we're all the way up against the window.
Yeah. Okay, welcome to the interior. American flag headliner, hula girl, gauges, thank God, 4-speed, and Angus's favorite, cowhide seats.
These are awful.
All right, let's see how far we make it. What the hell? screw up a little bit as a band-aid here. You still have your flat.
Yeah, there's a flat blade on one side. And the one with this one. That should have a flat.
How the hell do you get it out?
Oh, you gotta use the pliers to get those out.
Are you serious?
No. Well, yeah, it's new. You gotta wear that in.
That's stupid. You gotta get a normal pliers to use.
Well,
your
either that or
special
you
pliers?
take your glove off and use your fingers like an adult, but it's cold, so
well,
I'm
there it
saving
is.
you.
Figured it out. Plier was like rounding out or something. Should it run? If I pick it up, it's fine. Actually runs really good. We'll just stick that there. Yeah, that runs great. Happy as can be. I don't know why. I don't know what that means. We'll figure it out later. Alright, get the hell out of here. I don't know if I can from in here. You go for it. I can feel the hinges falling off. Yeah, go up and in. This thing's kind of spicy. Bye, Steve. Who put this damn knob here? This makes it so hard. Holy shit, this steering is slow. As soon as we hit the actual road, I stopped to double check the truck really was in two-wheel drive and then hopped out to unlock the driver's hub, which was previously stuck. This all went well, so I decided to keep going and remove the knob on the steering wheel that kept getting caught on my coat. Actually, this has to go for demonetization reasons. Someone's got a little booby knob over here.
On an unrelated note, we can put that in my bag.
Oh, because then we're going to have to go to Walmart and get you socks again. I'm tired of buying socks every time we go on a trip.
How's it my fault that I use them all up? Oh wow, that's exciting.
Okay, here we go. Great start. Good job, everyone. There we go. Third time's the charm. Oh my god, do you feel those tires?
I think it went straight to third.
Oh, fuck me. What am I supposed to do? What am I doing? Why are we doing this? I think this is what you would call stupid and irresponsible, along with unnecessary and asinine.
We could have got a rental car and drove home.
We could have.
So, initial impressions.
Not bad. We're moving, aren't we?
If we do be going.
Oh, speedometer says we're doing 90. Tachometer says we're doing 2 grand. Oil pressure says 80. God. I did notice it looked like it had about straight Lucas in it. It was very thick. Jesus Christ. Oh, we used to have a mirror.
You dropped this.
I'm out. This is the start of one of those videos that's just insufferable and insane. Do we even have seatbelts?
We have lap belts.
At least we got lots of frickin' oil pressure for once. It's still at 75. The speedometer, however, has come down to 60.
Oh, good. It's warming up.
Yeah. Hot stuff. Wisconsin. Great cars here. You know what the sad part is?
It's the best one we looked at today.
This is the third one we looked at today, and this was by far the best. We're gonna frickin' die. Eventually, we made it all the way to the highway, and before we pulled on, we stopped to make a couple of quick carburetor adjustments with the idle speed and try to get the door closed.
What a unit.
Okay, here we go. For better or worse, we're pulling onto a public roadway. Straight to jail. I wouldn't even argue. I mean, a gas officer take me. I am a danger to everyone. Very grain truck-esque. Alright, here we go. 2 hours to Steve's. Oh God. Best case scenario, we get arrested. Like within 10 miles.
Hopefully. I've got my fingers crossed, that's for sure.
What are we doing? Tell you what, this thing's a huge piece of shit as it is, but damn it, it's not doing it. We're doing 55 with 100 miles to go. Oh God. Since we didn't trust this truck at all, since seemingly all it's done was try to kill us so far, we figured we'd stop at the first gas station since the needle was on half. This way, in the event of a crash, the explosion would be large enough that it would quickly become not our problem.
I think your transfer slots might be a little bit too far open.
That was the scariest first 7 miles I think we've ever done on camera. All right, I got pissed mostly out of fear, and we need fuel. Let's make that happen. Oh man, there's all sorts of parts back here we didn't know about. And as suspected, VR1. That's 20W50 with high zinc. That's why our oil pressure's so high. We'll thin that down a little bit. That's a little ridiculous. It's gonna make lifter tick regardless of the oil pressure, so whatever. After the oil was in, Steve and I did a little more scientific guesstimation on the carburetor and ignition tuning, and we were ready to hit the road. Or if someone's been into this motor and put pistons or something in it, it seems spicy. Alright. Oh, that seems way better now. A little more timing, less idle screw, get rid of that dieseling hopefully, and give us a little more power and off idle performance, which seems to be really good now actually. Okay, let's get the heat going and get back on the highway. Exactly 100 miles remain. A Piggly Wiggly. Welcome to Crivets, Wisconsin, I think is what this is.
I think you're right.
I think this had a great point. This thing's got those big traction bars.
Yep, it's got ladder bars on the rear axle.
Headers.
This thing's kind of built. It's got a 4-speed. I bet somebody used this as a pulling truck at least a couple times.
Yeah, it makes sense with the headers and the motor potentially being kind of spicy. And now we're going to drive it down the road.
Hey, question. Why does this F250 that's all messed up still ride better than my nice K10?
Ford, maybe.
Chevy, I have questions for you.
All right, so we were doing a little math as we're screaming down the highway, and according to this calculator, we should have 456 rear gear axle ratios.
Holy shit. I was going to say, it's not very bad. We're only doing like 2,700 RPM at 60.
Yeah, big tall.
The 35-inch tires help.
Yep, they help a lot. You know, if we went 37s, we'd get pretty good mileage.
Anxious to get this big piece of crap home, we put the hammer down and started, surprisingly, cranking out miles pretty decently. If we tried to stop, we were reminded that the brakes were terrible, and if we tried to go, we were made aware that something in the driveline, or maybe the entire driveline, no longer wanted to be attached to the truck and was always threatening to fly off into a ditch. However, at 60 mile an hour, it was arguably just fine. There was a bunch of very cold drafts underneath the dash that we needed to fix, but it ran okay, and most importantly, didn't shake very bad despite having these big goofy tires. Don't get me wrong, there's some stuff we need to fix, but this thing would probably drive home as it is. It would just be incredibly uncomfortable and horrible for us. Alrighty, here we are. We done did it. 100 and something or another miles later. The F250 still dieseling. Yeah, still some tuning to be done. Regardless, it's pulled into the driveway.
Forgot there's a flag over us.
I pledge of allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America.
Good morning, folks. As you may recognize, if you're an avid viewer of the channel, that's the F100 I sold Steve a while ago. And if you haven't seen this video on it, you should probably go watch it because something has changed. Yeah.
Steve put a turbo on a 360 FE, and he did it dirt cheap. I mean, still uses a mechanical fuel pump and everything. It's incredible.
Definitely worth checking out that video. That's really cool. I didn't know you could do this. Give her a snort. Shit.
It's awesome, man. It's cheap and it drives really well.
All right, well, let's pull the good one out and put the shit one in place. We never touched this.
Oh, it's alright.
It drives like a normal truck.
Isn't it awesome?
Just insert another 80 horse.
Right now I have the wastegate set at like 5 pounds, maybe 6 pounds. It's so drivable, it's ridiculous.
All right, well, in stark contrast, let's go climb into a truck that's a pile of crap
Barely runs and barely does 65.
and prepare it to drive all the way across the Midwest.
Hey, you want to trade?
No, I'm good.
Damn it. Sounds rat nasty with the choke on.
That was the choke off.
Oh, it sounds rat nasty when it's cold. Okay, so here's the deal. As it was, I would actually trust this thing to drive all the way home. It would do it. It would just suck the whole time. We can make it a lot better. And there are a few things that we've seen so far just walking past this, getting ready to start filming, that are concerning to the point that we actually really should pay attention to them right now. First off, just this. Wires everywhere. There's a giant horn right here, which doesn't work, unfortunately. Over here, as you saw on camera, this thing occasionally wouldn't start at all when we first got to it. And I realized if I lifted this, it would work. And I thought it was maybe shorting out around whatever that is. But no, it's actually just not ever attached to the coil. So it is a freaking miracle that it ran. We've got a big oil leak on this side. There's no vacuum advance. This super soft, squishy wire means that someone put a Pertronix points eliminator in there, and I just don't love those. I much more trust a points distributor, which Steve actually has from his F100, as you saw. No PCV hooked up, so there's just oil spraying everywhere out of this. The brakes kind of suck, so we need to deal with them. Angus, you seeing anything of immediate concern underneath?
Yeah, our U-joint for our rear shaft is pretty well toasted. That one's really bad. This one's kind of bad. This thing is ugly under here. Why does the muffler touch the drive shaft sometimes? Hey, where'd the frame go right here? My finger's through both parts of the frame. So right where the forward mount for the spring is, there's a hole through the bottom. And there's also a hole through the side.
Oh.
Because those pockets, especially on Chevys, are known to fill up with sand and dirt and shit.
Good news, doesn't matter.
Yes.
Someone welded the hangers on.
Yep.
So they are now the frame.
They are not the right hangers either. You can see there's a rivet bolt up top. Oh yeah, this is not the right hanger because there's a nut spacing out the leaf spring.
Oh God, same on this side. Oh Jesus, look at that.
This was our best option.
It really was.
Aside from getting a rental and going home. Oh yeah, our ladder bar isn't tightened down either. Oh, these are definitely aftermarket calipers on the rear.
On a factory rear, you think?
I think so. It's a Dana 60, it looks like. Well, the main reason I say they're aftermarket is because they took the soft lines off the caliper and used a hose clamp to mount them to the axle. Oh, the other side just dangles down.
It's just hanging here.
Shit.
Yeah, I don't know if we even mentioned this, but rear discs and front drums. This thing would stop like a son of a bitch in reverse. Maybe we should just take all the tires off, get a better inspection of everything, and then I can reach into the engine bay.
Yeah, we'll let it down. Get it off these 35s.
These expensive 35s that sound like
$700 for a new.
sound like a screaming siren. The lug nuts are sticky, like the rear axle's leaking. This one has RTV, red RTV on this side, believe it or not. Where are your big meats? Isn't that weird? It looks like a GM caliper, huh?
Yeah, you know what the other side says?
What's that?
88 Suburban.
Really?
Really?
881 Suburban. Yeah, we have noticed that obviously is a drum disc master, and this would have had a drum master on the truck originally, so someone did change masters to a drum disc. So we're pretty confident that this is hooked up to the fronts and that's hooked up to the rears. These were working, I'll tell you that much. They're the only not rusty thing on the truck. Oh my God, I actually just saw it. Let me see that. Yeah. It's way bigger than I thought. Oh, there goes some more. Oh, actually there is a bit of dry rotting in it right here. Next to this nail.
That's sub-ideal.
Damn it. How, what? Leave it?
We can put some RTV around.
Oh, yeah, you got some red? Maybe there's probably some in the glove box, right? Okay, it was sideways. We're good. If it, you know what? I'll hang on to it. If it starts leaking, we can put it back. With the initial inspection done, we dug into the important things and removed the bull horns off the front of the truck.
Grab life by the horns.
Oh, God.
Wow.
It's a deck screw. You're finally really an Angus.
Nay.
With those removed, we dug into the lesser important stuff, such as the blown up U-joints in the rear and all the oil leaks from the valve covers.
Oh, they phased the drive shaft incorrectly.
Are you serious? Oh my God, they did.
It's supposed to be same cap to same cap, so like yoke end should be the same.
So you just need to move that
I just need
spline?
to unspline it and twist it, but
Holy
what the
shit.
hell?
It's probably our pulsing vibration we felt.
Yeah, well, and we found the clunk.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this cap, no more. It's big sad. I pulled one of these other caps off and all the needles are like broken in half, but it's full of grease.
Now to take that yoke off, there's a seal Angus is removing right here. There we go. It's got a grease seal in it that doesn't like to go over the spline, so you got to take him off first.
Yeah, on some Fords with the intermediate slip yoke, the splines are bigger in diameter than the seal is, so you got to undo that and slide it back. Yep, there we go. And then we can slide this off. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be not balanced no matter what I do, so back on it goes.
Now, the yoke part of the drive shaft here is perfectly in line with the one on that end. If they're out of phase, what happens is the U-joints are not clocked correctly, obviously, and as they go about their rotation, they naturally speed up and slow down depending on what point of rotation they're in accordance with these axes. And if they're out of phase, they will speed up and slow down at different speeds on each end, and just all sorts of wonderful things happen.
It's not good. For starters, it's accelerated U-joint wear.
Oh, hey!
Weird.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, those are not supposed to be short or look like that. Oh my God. Alright, let's get some new ones ordered and get them in place. With the driveline stuff figured out, we decided to dig into this 390 and see exactly what was going on with this mysteriously clean motor. Alright, valve covers off. Got a couple interesting finds. You'll notice right there, that is an ARP head bolt. In fact, they're all ARP head bolts. This engine's very clean, and it has adjustable rockers. The adjustable rockers are also interesting.
There's a big aluminum spacer on the end of it here, and that's not typical.
I think this is a built motor, dude. Are they factory heads?
Cast iron.
Yeah.
If they built this for a stock pulling class.
C4AE 6090 stamped. Alright, out of curiosity, curious if this really is a 390 or 360 or what. The only way to tell the difference on the Fords for sure, it's really easy with the FEs, thankfully, to their plug orientation and the big huge spark plugs. Throw a screwdriver down there, go all the way down to the bottom dead center, make a mark, bring it all the way back up, make a mark, measure your stroke. It is 3 3/4, and an FE stroke is 3.785. So that's a 390. One more thing we can do while that valve cover's off is if Steve has a magnet-based dial indicator, we can see what our lift is on our cam. Okay, not that this is important at all.
Nope, not even kind of, but it is interesting.
We threw a dial indicator on the valve and measure our lift on the exhaust and the intake. You got 556 intake,
Yes.
540 exhaust
Yes.
from our rough measurements. And it just so turns out that the Comp Cam's Thumper hydraulic roller cam and lifter kit, the one that someone's probably buying if they want to do it all at once, the 557, 593 intake exhaust, so off by 1,000 from our measurement. So it's probably almost absolutely that camshaft. Yep. The other thing we could have looked at, those aren't factory springs, I just realized. Sweet. With that, we should probably get U-joints and brakes and stuff that we need.
Yeah, now that we know the fun stuff, we should probably make it go again.
Okay, U-joints. So what we're going to do is get some space under here so we can hammer this down and out right now, and we're going to strike these caps off to the side here. We're not going to be using this U-joint, hence why we're replacing it, so we don't tear it to damage it. The goal is to use the joint itself to drive that lower cap out, which is being very stubborn. Alright, well, we're if you have a forklift laying around, they got that nice big tombstone on the back. That works real nice. See a lot of nice concrete around here. I don't want to damage anything. Die, you son of a bitch. Ta-da! Pop this guy out of there, into the trash, and then we can use a 3/4 inch socket or any spacer or anything to put our new ones in. Okay, here's our new U-joint. This took us a little bit to find because apparently, as you can see, this direction, longer than this one. This is, what would you call these, a combination U-joint or a...
Well, if it was me, I'd call them a bastard U-joint.
Yes, they're adapter U-joint. This is a 1310 flange, and this one's a 1350 flange. For some reason, this truck has like a half-ton drive shaft in it. It should be 1350s all the way around. Regardless, it was easier to find a U-joint than it was to find a proper drive shaft, so let's talk about installing these and a couple tricks I have. Inside these are needle bearings. It's very crucial that you make sure none of these fall over and land laying down in the end of that cap, because at that point you'll go to install it and you'll have a gap, just like that. And that means that there's a needle bearing laying in the end being crushed and it can't go any further. And that will ruin, well, everything real fast. We're going to take these two off for now so that we don't drop them and screw them up. We're going to take these caps off as well, again, making sure not to drop any of our needle bearings into the end of the cap. We're going to sneak this into place and have him stick out as far as we can. And then, again, with grease in here so they all stay located. This one had some from the factory. We're going to drop this down onto that standoff. I'm going to keep pressure upwards on this the whole time to make sure I can keep that as engaged as possible, because if that little standoff, that stub, is in between even really the first 1/16, eighth of an inch of those roller bearings, it will not allow them to fall over. So that is the key. Grab our spacer here. Again, keeping pressure up. Alright, that was good. Take our clip, grab our handy dandy pliers, put him into place, and then we're going to rotate right here to the side, and this is something we need to keep a tight eye on. Make sure that rubber is always touching up against this crack. I said this earlier, but if you ever see that or anything in between, that means that you have a needle bearing that fell over in the top. Make sure he's always touching. Now, time for the second one. Same deal. Push this all the way up. Push your cap on so that they're both engaging. Verify I can go all the way down. Verify that I can still engage in the new ones. Nothing fell apart here. Again, keeping pressure up, and you never want to tap this with a hammer unless that stub is engaged into the cap. That hammer is going to be what knocks over the pins. This is not bowling, it's bearings. With that, I've got perfect contact here and perfect contact here, and by keeping that snub engaged into the cap, getting to the inside of that ring of bearings anytime that I hit this with a hammer, I can verify that none of those are going to fall over. Smack the hell out of that. It's down so far that it doesn't even turn anymore, but that's fine. There's a trick for that as well. Get our upper clip in. One last tip here, as you can see, she's pretty stiff. What we're going to do is strike the yoke itself, and that will relax everything and center it. And just like that, we have ourselves a new U-joint. Alright, let's get the sucker in the truck. With the U-joints done, we went out to lunch, and while at lunch, I did a little Googling and figured out what our heads were. Turns out C4AE 6090G heads are big port heads from the mid-60s, and honestly a pretty decent head that responds well to porting on any stock 390. So yeah, someone did their homework and built a pretty decent motor for this truck. It's a shame the rest of the truck is bolted to it. Regardless, I was excited to get this motor to run properly and hear that comp cam's thumper camshaft. I did a quick valve adjustment, messed with the timing and carburetor settings, and eventually, it was sounding pretty good. Sounds good. Cool. I'm going to call that good for tuning. Last night we were trying to get this thing to run smooth because I figured it was a stock 390 because that's what it looks like. So now knowing a cam, I've set it all up properly and I don't think we actually even need to go buy an accelerator pump. It wasn't bad after all, it was just that far out of tune. With that done, I did a little body work to each valve cover, removing the puckering from each hole so they would seal better. Then we RTV'd both sides of a gasket and threw those into place. Unfortunately, while Steve and I were handling that, Angus ran into a bit of a problem underneath the truck. What are you fighting, Goose?
Our drive shaft length on the drive shaft that's not meant for this truck is too long. Now, we realized that when the axle was at full droop and I couldn't even get this to go into the yoke. That's not going to work. We're going to bind up our U-joints really hard and ruin them again.
Yeah, because your slip yoke is already completely compressed up there.
Your slip yoke is exactly that. It slips. It lets your drive shaft get longer and shorter. Sometimes it's in your drive shaft. Sometimes it's in the back of the transmission. Either way, it allows the drive shaft to change lengths and adjust for your suspension moving up and down in the rear. So we decided to go ahead and jack up our rear axle while it's up on the hoist and simulate weight on the rear axle, see if this point gets closer or further away from our transmission yoke. And in this case, it gets further away. We did all this because we wanted to know if we could cut a little bit off the splines of this axle to make it shorter.
And we can. We only need to take off about a ½ inch.
Yep, if we take off just a little bit, we'll have enough free room that this shouldn't be an issue for us.
Okay, well, it is now that much shorter. Hey!
Hell, it even fits.
Wow, look at that.
So it fits at our shortest, and it'll fit at our ride height, and it'll be great.
We didn't take that much off of that.
Shut up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's fixed, but it's going to be different, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is different.
Yeah, you like them cowhide seats, Steve? I think that part right there is actually the butthole.
You mean this right here?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, look at the fuel filter.
What the hell? I'm glad that's right behind my head. Is that red RTV on top? It is. They used red RTV as a plug.
Look, I found a weapon.
Damn.
It's not even a good one. That's cowboy stuff.
Drive shafts in?
Drive shaft's in, it's tight, it's greased.
Yeah. Everything up here is done. Truck runs really nice now. The valve covers are on. I could still maybe go to hook up a vacuum advance. I mean, we ain't got one, but yeah, we'll deal with that. We'll bleed the brakes in the morning, start putting stuff back together and see what other problems we find.
Absolutely.
Until then, beers about it?
Beers about it.
Yeehaw! Yeehaw! Look at this tool Steve has.
What?
Strong having.
You want to start over for the whole day?
Yeah.
I'll do the obligatory morning. There's the brakes. Fade out to Angus. He says something funny and go.
Look at this cool wrench Steve has. I'm sure it's meant to be a size finder, but you could use it as a wrench.
The brakes. With another flawless morning introduction out of the way, we dug straight into bleeding up the brakes on the truck. Miraculously, we were able to get all 4 bleeders to open up and got a good bit of air out of the system. However, that's only going to do good on a system that is hooked up correctly, unlike this one. I think they actually have the discs, the front, running to the front, and the drums running to the rear of the discs. So they have it backwards. So the discs don't have enough fluid to do shit. And the drums don't have their 10 PSI proportioning valve or check pump. So
I didn't think I could get more upset about the way the brakes are set up. I was wrong. I'm upset.
This is so screwed. In the end, we decided screw it, they should be good enough, and we did an oil change on the engine as well as rotated the rear tires to the front. The fronts were pretty worn out and cupped, so we wanted to get those on the back and put our nice square ones up front to try to eliminate what little wiggle shake we had. Foreshadowing, we would later learn that this was a terrible idea. Alright, tires are back on. Angus is throwing our ladder bars back in place, not so much because we need them, but more so because they might add a little strength to the frame. Coming inside now, we got a few things to deal with. As you can see here, our door hinge is quite worn out. Looks like it's been welded back up with a washer and has since worn out again. As you heard me complaining about it on the way here, we got a ton of air coming into the driver's side, so we got to work on that. And a hole there. There's a couple holes over by Angus. Floor is actually just felt. Not that I care, but that's just a funny little thing. Our seats, not actually seat covers, but just random bits of reproduction cowhide. And they used binder clips to put it on, and zip ties, and wood screws. Literally wood screws. So that's fun. Unfortunately, we can't really take the cowhide off because, well, there'd be nothing left to sit on. I don't know what these are out of. Probably an 80s Ford truck. Seeing that blue, I think we can safely assume it's of that era. Something I need to change immediately. The LED lights have got to go. Get rid of this crap. Get rid of that. Oh, that looks so much better already. I should have thrown that out the window a long time ago. Beyond that, none of our gauge lights work, which would be kind of convenient because I'd love to know what RPM and oil pressure and whatnot we're doing if we're driving in the dark at any point. And our mirror fell off, which would also be kind of nice to have. So yeah, let's dig in here and fix up the interior, and then I think we're about done. Oh, actually, I guess I have an idea. Big ass ugly boat handles on the side of the cab.
Yep.
What if we just took this off and put it on the bottom of the door? Alright. Noink. Hey, look at that! Fixed! Alright, is there anything left on this thing? Oh, yeah. Mirror.
We don't have any mirror glue.
We don't, but we can run to O'Reilly's. Oh, and maybe some glue for this guy. Alright, there we go. The last of the parts to fix the truck, hopefully.
I don't see any cans of spray paint in there, but okay.
With that, we're going to throw this together, and then Angus and I are going to go on a little test drive and look for some snowmobiles. Because we're doing a big pivot on this one. Instead of driving all the way home, we're driving back up north. Because while we were at lunch, I realized the 24th annual Vintage Snowmobile Racing Championships are going down in Eagle River at the World Championship Derby Complex. Basically, it's a dirt track for snowmobiles, and it's all ice, and they're very fast. And I've always wanted to go see these vintage sleds run. And what better thing to do while in Wisconsin with an old truck than throw a sled in the back and haul it north and go watch some awesome snowmobiles. I can't think of anything else. I think that's brilliant. Yes, Angus.
I can think of like 20 things just off
What?
the top of my head.
So yeah, let's finish this up and hope that instead of merely 400 or 500 miles, we can do like 700 miles. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of driving, but I think the old girl's got it in her. All right, let's fix the mirror and hook up a PCV and call this thing done. To wrap things up, we installed the PCV and fixed the rear view mirror. After that, the only thing left to do is to put a Junkyard Digs sticker on to make the truck immortal, and then remove the Semper Fi sticker because I didn't have enough crayons on me to distract any Marines that wanted to fight me in a parking lot because I was in the Army. Alright, odometer reads 63,800. Tell you what, Angus, I did actually just find something good on this truck that we can use. The gauges are nice. Alright, here we go. Right to life. Oh, that runs so much better now. Okay, time for a test drive. Oh, clunk.
Good omen or a bad omen?
I don't know. Alright, breakfast is done. We got a 20-minute drive up the way here to some small local YouTubers that have a bunch of snowmobiles. We're going to meet them and see some sleds. Nice. And maybe fill the back of the truck with ballast.
How's that potato hot dog?
Delicious. By the way, the truck runs a lot better when it's warm.
Crazy.
Weird. I know, right?
Hey, you know what? I don't have any wind on my side anymore. What about you?
Nope. There's hot air coming out of the vents.
Heck yeah,
We did it.
we fixed it with duct tape and cardboard.
Duct tape, cardboard, and shop rags.
Hell yeah.
Also, no more clunking and banging when we put it in gear because, you know, the U-joints are one piece now. And the drive shaft's the right length. Which is usually the part where I like to say, if it drives as good as it looks, we may even live. But in this case, we definitely wouldn't.
We would want it to drive far better than it looks.
Yeah, we would definitely not. All right, here we go onto the highway.
Question mark? Why is there a roundabout on the
Is this a
highway?
two-lane with a roundabout?
Yeah, I'm scared.
Yeah, okay, here we go. Whee! This shake's way worse now. Did we ever check the lug studs?
Oh, no, we never did.
Alright, well, we'll find out when the tire goes fastest. Holy crap, check it out. There's one in Wisconsin, too. We're taking a ride. Alright, here we are. Still some formalities and go snowmobile shopping. Look at the size of that fucking goose. That's even bigger than you.
I am a big goose.
I think we're in the right place.
I think so too.
Mike, what was your channel name again?
Bear Creek Boys.
Bear Creek Boys. You guys do a lot of power sports and snowmobile.
Yeah,
stuff,
mainly
right?
power sports. I'd say primarily sleds, but
Sweet.
we tango with everything.
Let's take a look. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, I'd say these are our three rare sleds we own.
Holy shit.
That's the 2000 MXDX snowcross machine.
Yep. Then
So-
Montana pipes on a TX triple.
Yep, the 440.
That is freaking crazy.
That one's, I never cleaned it up. I didn't touch it. It came out of a barn, sat for 30 years on a shelf.
Have
And
you got it running yet?
not yet. It's got compression, but the ignitions on these 72s are prone to be bad. So I got to send it to a guy in Minnesota. They rewind the rotors on them, or the stator coils.
Oh, interesting. And then a Mach 1X.
Yep. There's only maybe 75 left in existence.
Wow.
Of those X's.
Holy
I mean,
cow.
that one's rough. I mean, somebody trail rode it, and I haven't touched it. I just left it as is. Yep. So.
Oh, there's a Jag. Ezra would be all excited about that.
That's got a nice little hidden gem under the hood.
Does it really?
Yeah, it's got like a 440 LT gray stabbed in it.
No way. Is this one on the channel?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, you can see it's.
That's a lot of motor in that little tiny sled. Oh, yeah. There's a couple out here. All right,
I see a Boland's. What is this, a 295? Yep, sure is. I need that secondary, actually.
Does she spin?
Boy, I don't know. They never do. Mine seizes every single year.
You just left your Johnson laying out here in the cold? Let's get a frigid Johnson that way. It's only a 400 though, you know.
Yeah, not your 650.
Not the biggest Johnson I've ever seen. Oh,
There's only a clean Dodge square body over there.
what is this? It's a 340 as well. I don't have a red and black
unit.
one. Oh, 1,200 miles. Or, no, 12,000 miles. Oh,
she just broke it in.
kilometers. Well, it probably runs. Pull the choke, there she goes.
There's an inviter back there, a Yamaha inviter.
No way.
Yep.
Those are the ugliest thing ever made. Oh, yes. Look at that. Like, is it a motorcycle? Is it a snowmobile? Is it a shopping cart? We don't know. It just keeps going. There is a fan. Damn. Oh, a white twin special. A white 300. Motors, parts, sleds. Hey, if anyone in Wisconsin or the area needs parts, how do they get a hold of you? Look,
I got a Facebook page.
market. Oh, what's
Okay.
the?
I think it's called Mike's Vintage Snowmobile Parts.
Okay.
I want to say.
We'll look it up and put it on the screen over here
Sweet,
if that's not
yeah.
correct. Right over Angus's face. Perfect. Oh yeah. That's too easy. We'll take it. Sweet. Oh yeah, this looks much better now.
It really tells everybody else what we're all about.
Old Yamahas and
Being dumb.
onward, Eagle River. Get you qualified to race in the pro stock class.
I wonder how far we could get.
I'll be surprised they let us on the property. Mike,
Thank you.
it's great talking to you, sir.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for the deals on the sleds and the stuff here.
No problem.
Now we have an escape pod if we break down.
Yay.
Now we have what is essentially a prop to look cooler because there's no snow.
Not even a little bit.
Nope. All right, onward to Eagle River. It's so sloppy. And these seats suck.
Yeah, they do.
At least the heat works. Everything else sucks. Now I can't help but notice this shakes worse than it ever did.
Yeah, I think we should put those tires back where they were.
I think so.
Something's gonna wiggle. It used to be the tires, now it's us.
Yeah, so let's go switch those back around and then load up and head to Eagle River.
Yeah.
About 20 minutes later, we stopped for lunch, and after that, I let Angus drive the truck to see exactly how wonderful it was from the other seat.
Ish.
There you go, that one sounded good.
There, yeah.
Bits went flying.
Wow, that fuel pump behind your ear?
Loud.
Stupid.
Yep.
It's not so bad when I got something to hang on to over there. It's tough.
Yeah, it's terrible. What do you think so far?
Sucks. I hate this. Should have never bought this. I should have walked.
Piece of shit.
This thing is like driving a grain truck.
It really is. Alright, let's see them grain truck skills. It even sounds like driving a grain truck. Not the only thing worth keeping is the engine.
Yep.
And it arguably still needs a bunch of tuning. It's pretty lazy. It keeps dropping cylinders down low. I need to make sure that our... Well, actually, we should probably just put the points distributor back in.
Yeah, we can trust that a little more.
A lot more. Yeah, I'm sure they're only feeding 9 volts in Evertronics. I don't know. It's one last thing to check. So rotate the tires around, then we can get out of here.
And after that, it'll be what it'll be.
Yep, which is, I don't know.
Bag of hammers.
A bag of hammers. With the results from our test drive in, we went back to Steve's shop one last time to rotate the driver's side tires front to rear and rotate the distributor out for one that had points. Turns out, just like old Thunderhead 289 always says, someone put this distributor in here but did not switch the power side to a 12 volt source. It's still running the resistive wire and only feeding 9 volts into the coil. To remedy that, we swapped in a points distributor, set our ignition timing, and put all the tools away, saying we're finally done with this thing and that we're leaving tomorrow morning.
Forgot to hook that up. Oopsies.
It's off to a great start. I can already tell that this runs better with points than it did with that misfit Vertronics Eliminator.
Yeah, it seems much more pleased.
Alright, you ready to start the day?
I'm ready.
Today's Thursday, finally. The snowmobile stuff happens on Friday.
Yes.
We have all day to drive 3 hours north.
We're gonna need it.
Probably. So we're gonna stretch that out by going to the Oshkosh Air Museum first, because we've always wanted to see it.
Wrong way, totally, but...
Alright, away we go. Oh, come on, steering. Alright, and thus begins the trip to our doom. What a piece of shit. Check this out. I don't know if we showed exactly how much this thing slaps around.
For 12 miles.
Alright, on to the highway. Once again, this time finally leaving Steve's house. And once again, thank you, Steve and Megan, for all the hospitality. You guys were fantastic. Make sure to check out their channel, Build Season, right here on YouTube. You will have the Reaper video probably out by now, and I'm sure it's amazing. With that being said, the truck runs a lot better with the points in it.
Yep.
We got a little pinging, we might pull a little bit of timing out of it.
Yeah.
And despite rotating our tires back,
The wheel shake is back.
yeah, it shakes just as bad. Despite the tire shake, 20 minutes later we rolled into the EAA Air Museum in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. If you ever get the chance, go check this place out. This was really cool, the admittance was pretty cheap, and we spent easily a couple hours walking around looking at all the stuff. And of course, as is tradition, spent way too long in the kids section playing with all the cool toys. Oh yeah, I don't think he made it. That's a shame.
That guy isn't a guy anymore.
He's soup. Make soup. Hey, look at Cushman. Oh, and there's airplanes too, I suppose. Angus. Big engines. And parts. Oh, it's like they knew we were coming. Let's get to work. Okay, hear me out. Let's see if we trade the 390 off on a Cyclone.
The driveline would still be ruined, but I feel way better about it.
This is a huge carburetor. You think the accelerator pump still works? Could you imagine the lid flip on this thing?
I can't.
That's the biggest Stromberg I've ever seen. I was joking when I said that. I don't think we're supposed to be back here. How did we get over here? Whoops. Ah, yeah, this feels more appropriate. We were sure awfully up in the stuff with all that stuff back there. I was like, this is so cool to give you all this access.
We're so used to digging through stuff in barns right now.
So yeah, that's what all that looks like. Sorry, museum. We're so distracted we walked right through a gap in the fence. Do you think they finished paying it off yet?
You gotta be getting close.
This is interesting. Check this out. Drawn as doing a wheelie. Could you imagine being the 88 Mike that's just driving a truck and they're like, hey, we need you to go pick something up. And you bring down your, I don't know, 1940
GMC, 1.5.
Yeah, and they're like, grab that. And it's the first nuclear bomb. Holy cow, that's probably pretty rare. 42, also a Lightning. And friends.
This is one of the planes from that story Nick told.
The Fat Electrician?
Yeah, this is...
Oh, this is the Marge
Ace
one.
of Ace.
Something, Richard Bong?
Richard Bong.
Fat Electrician. I'll link it up here. Go check out his videos. Nick's a good friend of ours, also from Iowa, and makes fantastic war videos. At the end of our self-guided tour, we quite poetically came across this airplane with a snowmobile engine on it, which reminded us, hey, we should probably get back on the road and drive north to see some snowmobiles. Come here, you. Aha! First try.
Yeah, that air museum was really cool. That's not so cool. Time to drive.
You said that. Yeah, seems pretty happy still. 2 hours and 53 minutes to Eagle River. Alright. With our optimism clearly through the roof, we got back on the highway and put the hammer down. Unfortunately, in doing so, our tire vibration was starting to get really bad. Yeah, we're having some troubles again. We do know that the front left hub will not disengage. We've got a hell of a shake coming out of the front left, no matter what tire is on it. Also, my window has started rattling a bunch, but Angus says that we put the felt in.
So perfect.
We're driving up past Steve's on the way to Eagle River. We're going to stop by one last time, I swear, move the tires around, see if we can get that hub disengaged, fix this leaky window, and then, I promise, we're finally going to leave.
We've had this thing fixed like 5 times.
Yeah, no kidding. It just keeps falling apart.
We just can't leave. Welcome to the Hotel California.
Oh, maybe we just traded for this thing.
This one seems like a much better option somehow.
Yeah, look at this. This would have been way better. It's even less rusty. Give her a slow spin, I guess. I just noticed something. Look at the white on the treads. No, the whole tread was touching the ground. Keep going. Keep going. Now just the left side.
We might have a bent rim. Or our tires a little.
No, this one's got a much more even pattern all the way around. Oh. Interesting. Maybe the front right was our issue all along. Either way, I've taken some more subwoofer box felt and shoved it up in this window to get this thing to seal just like Angus's side. And now while he's working on that, I'm going to see if I can pop this four-wheel drive hub apart and get it to disengage because it won't. No, yeah, something's wrong. Alright, here's what we got on our hub scenario. This sucker's locked up permanently. I mean, it does move, it does disengage, but it will not disengage itself. It's also very worn out, believe it or not. These two little forks, I think, broke off of right here, or a piece is missing. Regardless, if these were out this far, the mechanism would work and push those in, which I can disengage with like a pliers. I can fight these two guys into place and subsequently disengage the hub, as you can see. Wow.
Not very happily.
No, But since these guys are seemingly no longer connected to that, or there's something missing that are supposed to hold those together, this guy cannot press those in far enough to disengage it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna engage that, use the slop to our advantage, and just push those over. And there we go. Good luck in there, everybody. Let's go buy a rusty northern truck and drive all over Wisconsin in the cold. What could go wrong, I said. It'll be fun, I said. Snowmobiles. With our tire rotation done, the window leak fixed, and the hub disengaged, we set off once again on a quick test drive before leaving for Eagle River.
I feel it mostly in the seat, which means it was that back tire.
Yeah. No more window leak.
Nice.
On either window.
Excellent.
I think we can finally leave Steve's house. After like 4 days, 2.5 hours, 134 miles to go. Let's go see some snowmobiles. Woo! But first, gas. Damn it. I learned you have to close this manually now, too. Damn it. Damn it. Yay. Okay, we're all fueled up, and there should be plenty of fuel to get us all the way to Eagle River. Okay. Never mind. What?
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I tried to move 6 inches. Oh, here, hold this. I'll go crank it.
Aw. Nothing.
Is this what we get for swapping back to points so that they'd be more reliable? After me having said I've never had a problem with points, it'll be just fine. I trust it better this way. No power to the points. No power to the coil. You don't think it has something to do with this, do you?
What? The electrical tape on the wire that we've been avoiding the whole time? No, hardly.
This thing will not let us leave this goddamn town. Alright, well, I guess that was our problem, believe it or not. All the random bullshit connections weren't connecting.
Not that, something else.
Something else? Yeah. Alright, back on the road. Well, that didn't last long, huh?
No, it really didn't.
What the f is wrong with this thing? I don't know why this would be the case, but I'm cleaning the points just to be sure. I mean, damn if they haven't already done like 100 miles, but whatever. I'm running out of ideas over here. I don't know. We're at O'Reilly's. Maybe we get a set of points. Alright, let's see how much progress we've made. Previously we were 136 miles. 136 miles. Weird. We drove a block. You know what we say. You can drive a block, you can drive a mile.
Drive a mile, you can drive 10.
You can drive 10.
You can go home.
You can go home. Sanding the points really well seemed to do the job as we were able to get up to highway speed and then stay there. The truck seemed to be running just fine and we really didn't want to break down in the dark, so we put the hammer down and turned some miles. We broke the 100 mile mark.
Nothing can stop us now.
Except for this truck. Nah, it's fine. Ignoring everything. Moving on. I would say usually we turn up the radio, but I don't know if that will go loud enough for us to be able to hear it. Just over an hour outside Eagle River. The terrain's really changing. Not sure how well you guys can see, but the woods are very open and a lot of rocks and hills. I've never been up here before. This is interesting. Yeah, we got 1 hour left. We're going to keep her going. I think we're going to have no troubles. Man, every time we come up to Wisconsin, huh?
Every time we drive something with no plates, huh?
I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Howdy.
The reason I've stopped you is got no visible license plate.
Yep, we are from Iowa. We just bought this sucker. We're heading to Eagle River for the vintage sled races.
Oh, gotcha.
Taking this home and probably scrapping it. Piece of shit.
Okay.
Where the hell did my wallet go? Oh, it's up here. I put it by the title, anticipating this.
Any chance that you could unlock the serial for me from the stuff in there?
Oh, it's right here in the door, actually.
Yep. What year is this thing?
75? Well, depends on where you're pointing.
Just give me a couple minutes to run some stuff. I'll be back out with you.
No problem.
Right,
I have to close the door in front of him. Looks like we've probably escaped jail once again.
Well, maybe. Until they find out all my other aliases.
Oh, they caught the tater.
Angus the Gooster Whacker.
Hawk!
Take me away.
Well, despite our best efforts, the police officer did not want to buy the truck.
Nor did he want to arrest us for some reason.
I'm going to take it on good faith that you're going to take this back to... Oh, my door's open. That you're going to take this back to Iowa and scrap it. I said, don't worry, officer, I promise. Alright, we've got 11 miles to Eagle River. Let's make it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Eagle River. We did it. Eagle River, a random hotel. Let's pray to God they have some openings and then take all our valuables in and push this off into a lake. We're gonna go get some food. We'll see you guys in the morning. Peace.
Where are we? Is this the North Pole?
Good morning, hotel. Once we got the truck warmed up and running smooth, we drove the 1 mile to the World Championship Derby complex, parked it in the back lot, and immediately forgot about it because there was way cooler stuff in front of us than a 74 Ford. Before we even knew it, we were surrounded by vintage race sleds, and these aren't just any old ice racers. These guys are the best of the best. The setups on these sleds are turned all the way up to 11, and they are here to win. The audio on this video might be a little harsh.
The audio in real life is a little harsh.
What do you think, Angus? Proven winner. Trade for the whole truck and the enticers?
Yeah, I got $3 to throw in on top.
I would love to find a snow twister or a trail twister. After poking through the pits for a bit, we went up to the track and witnessed our first ever ice race in person. And let me tell you, these guys are crazy.
Red flag coming out, actually clipped his helmet. He's got passed on the outside. Goes, hang on, I hold it someone.
God, those are fast. You get up close, and it's so fast.
Down in the corner, keep your eye on Furyk as well on the fly. Furyk's pushing harder. Racing taking place in a little short smooth field.
That sounds like a NASCAR race.
Awful charge in the field as he'll slip up high.
Yard sale.
Shedding parts, that sled rolled over top of the.
I heard there's a good deal on a Polaris for sale.
You know, I heard that too just now.
Now I could make this video another 30 minutes long by showing all the footage I have from that day because it was all so cool I didn't know what to film and what not to film. But basically, they do this for a long time with a lot of different classes, and it's really cool. If you don't want to stand outside, you can go to the hot boxes for another $40 and watch the races from inside with your own personal little bar in the corner. But of course, Angus and I are always curious about everything, so we had to get out into the pits and figure out how these sleds worked and what made them tick. In doing so, we actually ran into some fans of the channel who were more than happy to show us around. Wyatt, what the hell's going on?
Oh, just we're gonna stiffen the back end of the skid up, try to get her to set the skis a little more. It keeps pushing upon exit. Entrance is good, it's sticking, but upon exit, it's pushing a little bit. So we're stiffening up the rear end to try to keep the weight transfer down a little bit. So
most of my sleds, it's all seized.
Yeah, usually that's how it goes on these old things, but
not these. These are like brand new.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot left vintage on these. So.
No kidding. Beautiful sleds though. To top it all off, we gotta meet a legend. The opener up and let her eat 800 King Cat and Keith Bedore himself. If you're not familiar, look up this video and give it a watch. This is a perfect display of handling versus horsepower.
Keith Bedore through the corner onto the back chute. Open her up. Bye-bye. Defense are left by the wayside.
To wrap it all up, we finished the evening with some races under the lights. Ridiculous.
That was absolutely
ridiculous. All right, we've came, we've seen, we've drank beers. We've been on the road for a week. I'm exhausted.
I'm also exhausted.
Say we call it a night, and we'll see you guys in the morning and start the 8-hour drive home. We'll see you then.
Got it. Got it. I got it.
Finally, after all this driving, we get to see some snow. Get to feel like we're in the Northwoods.
Thank you.
Here we go, Goose. 472 miles home. Not only have we probably already done our original amount of anticipated miles, but now we're going to do 500 more.
I think in hindsight we'll look back at this trip and be like, that was so much fun, except for the truck.
The snow helps.
Yeah, I feel better about the trip now that there's snow.
Pile of shit, 4-wheel drive truck, with snow nose in the back, in the snow. This feels appropriate.
Yep.
Before it just sucked all around.
Yeah, now there's a silver lining.
Yeah.
More like a white lining.
ETA, 6 p.m. by the time we get gas and whatnot. You know, probably break down. I had to put points in it. Where did we put those, by the way?
Oh, they're in here.
With 7 hours left to go, we decided to be brave and for the first time left the back roads in favor for the highway. And believe it or not, this decision came with immediate consequences. Howdy, officer. No plate?
Kowski with the State Patrol. Yep, reason for the stop today is no plate.
Iowa. We got 30 days. We're heading home right now.
Gotcha. You got the registration and stuff?
Nope, because we're not in Iowa.
Okay.
We just bought it up here in Wisconsin. We're going home.
Okay, do you have a title?
Yes, I have that.
Awesome. Come with all the scrap, too?
No,
Scrap? Those are Yamahas. What are you talking about?
The most valuable part of this whole heat.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know it.
Little 340s?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I used to have an Exciter, a 440.
Oh, those
Those
are
are
fun.
the best.
It started on fire, though.
Oh, that's not the
That's
best.
too exciting.
Boy, it looks like the inside's kind of gutted, huh?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's only missing the radio.
Yeah.
The rest is just ugly.
I'll take your ID, and then I'll go ahead and I'm just going to double check the VIN on here.
Yeah, right here on this side.
651. All right, thanks, man. I'll be right back with you guys.
Fifth tries the charm, officer. Oh my god. At least the hula girl works here.
Yeah, she's clicking away up there.
Did it come with the scrap? Oh, officer!
Straight to the heart.
You take that back. I thought about getting a paint marker and putting in transit where the license plate goes earlier, but I didn't think we'd actually get pulled over a second time.
All right, gentlemen, all looks good here.
Sweet.
Get everything done now with whatever you need to in Iowa there, but
Okay.
you're all good to go. I see the backpack in the back and the veteran status. What'd you serve?
Army.
Okay, National Guard or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Chinook helicopter mechanic for 6 years.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I was a mortarman for 6, so
Really?
I was just kind of curious when I saw that. But
Cool stuff.
I'll pass this off to you guys.
Sweet.
Everything else seems good. I mean, everything's strapped down and stuff. I'll let you guys go. Okay,
Absolutely.
take her easy.
Appreciate it. Thank
Sure you don't want to buy a truck?
Godspeed, too.
Thank you.
Godspeed.
We're gonna need it.
Hey. Loud truck in front of cop. Check.
I wonder how many more times that's gonna happen.
I think we're owed at least 2 more.
Basically, anytime we pass a cop, we're gonna get pulled over. It's not profiling, it's just them doing their job.
Correctly.
They should be pulling us over. Basically, we're a test. And so far, Wisconsin, your police force, 100% mortality rate for us getting pulled over. You're doing a great job.
Although you didn't catch all of the illegal substances I have.
Yeah, they never check Angus's butt.
They don't even know that's a fake name.
We're kidding.
We're kidding. That's, for legal reasons, I have to say that we are kidding.
We haven't even gone 2 miles. and a cop is getting on behind us on the interstate. And I about guarantee he's going to pull us over as well. What do you think? Third time's a charm or 5 for a bingo?
Oh, yeah, there it is. God damn it! You've got to be joking!
What is happening?
License plates on the vehicle.
My license is still warm from the last cop that had it 30 seconds ago.
Oh yeah?
We just got pulled over twice within a mile.
Who'd you get stopped by?
State troopers.
State trooper.
Oh, I don't hear the radio traffic.
No,
Yeah,
that
no,
makes sense.
we figured
We're from Iowa. We just
yep.
purchased this. In Iowa, we've got 30 days, but in Wisconsin, you have no
We bought
days.
it up
You have
here.
48 hours in Wisconsin.
We're not from Wisconsin. We're going
Yeah.
home from here.
You could get a temporary permit for it in Wisconsin still.
With
Can you do that, like, online?
Does it have a Wisconsin title?
Yeah.
You could apply for one, but you technically have 48 hours upon purchasing the vehicle. You have an insurance policy.
Yes, it's fully insured.
Okay.
We're all legal in that regard.
Okay, good deal. Okay, give me just a sec, Kevin. I'll be back with you guys.
Yep, no problem. Judging by what we're experiencing, we have to be able to get like a temporary transit permit.
We must be able to something.
Yeah, even if we got one now, we have no way to print it off.
I think we need to get off the highway. Oh, we're in like the center of the state.
I think 5 is accurate.
5 times we'll
5
be pulled
times.
over? Oh, yeah.
Well, we're already at number 3, so that's only 2 to go.
We're gonna run out of koozies. Give them all to cops.
Well, if that's the worst thing that happens, I'm not upset.
Yep, sure as shit. We can purchase a $3 temporary plate good for 30 days. Out-of-state residents buying a vehicle in Wisconsin may purchase a $3 temporary plate that is valid for 30 days. Complete the temporary plate license plate application MV2505. Provide proof of purchase, copy of signed title, and mail it into the address.
Mail it into the address.
And mail it into the address. Print your own from online. Yeah, you know, with the printer we have. Maybe he can print it for us.
Do you have a printer in that?
Officer, can you print us a temp plate?
So, I'm going to give this back to you. Like I said, I didn't know that you got stopped by
Yeah,
state
no,
patrol.
that's fine.
No, we know.
So,
If we get 5, do we get like a bingo or something? We're up to 3.
you're up to 3?
Yeah.
Where'd you get stopped before this?
Well, we got local, state, and trooper now.
Well, there you go. You got them all.
Yeah, maybe the USPS will pull us over next, or fire department.
I don't know. But you're just about out of Lincoln County, so you're going to run into a lot more officers in Marathon
Oh,
County.
good.
Yeah, it might be a long drive for you guys.
It might. We might take back roads to avoid the cops.
Oh,
Yeah,
so I'm
but
going to be
usually we
famous
stay
now?
in Iowa.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool.
Wave hi to mom.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
All right.
Have
You
a
guys
good
take care.
day.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Okay, Angus.
How hard to get temporary plate?
No.
How hard to forge temporary plate?
No. How far if avoid highways? It's 40 miles less.
And we're not going as fast as highways,
What?
so that narrows it down.
It does add
Head
an
south
hour
on
and a
US
half.
51 South.
I don't know, what do you think? 7:30 is not bad.
7:30 is not bad.
How
It's
wiggly
going to be
is this?
7:30 if we stay on the highways.
That's a good point. Altering our route, we're now down to 384 miles remaining, but it's 7.5 hours. So if the cop says we're going to get pulled over even more, I say we listen to the law and get off the highways. Once we got off the interstate, we started making pretty good time. A little ways into the trip, we stopped at a quick trip to fill up, and I realized the truck was a good bit uglier now that it had been driving in the salt, which I didn't really think was possible. It did, however, give me an idea. Maybe that'll help. With a full tank of fuel, we hit the road once again and knocked out another 100 miles. Things were going pretty good until I rolled up to a stop sign and accidentally stalled it. Come on. I just stalled it at a light and it is angry about it. I think the points just let loose. Yeah, the points are angry. Let me go wiggle them again. Still not committing to putting those 2 points in. It's still cold out there. Alright. Once again, I've just rubbed them together. They're not super happy, but they're working. Okay, there we go. Running again. From here on out, the trip actually started to seem like it was going pretty smooth. We had the music on, the heat was working, we learned where most of the holes you need to plug are in the cab at this point, and we were making progress across Wisconsin with a couple old sleds in the back. I mean, what more can you really ask for from a 70s truck that's completely clapped out? Welcome to Pittsville. It's the pits. 310 miles to go. We broke the 6-hour mark. It's gonna be like 8 p.m. Driving in the dark again. Winter adventures, you know. Things are going good. It's nice and warm in here. We've got it all sealed up with gloves and RTV and duct tape, and you know it. So honestly, the truck's doing it. It's doing pretty well. Coming to stops and leaving stops are a bit of a nightmare, but if you get it up to 55, it'll stay there all day long. All right, 300 miles left. As we meandered through the back roads of Wisconsin, we saw all sorts of cool stuff worth looking at. But there was one thing we saw a ton of that had been bugging Angus and I all week, and we could not figure it out. How come all the barns in Wisconsin have the dirt ramp up to the side? We're used to them being like the one you have or the one I had growing up, which is, I don't know, you explain it.
Tall, and they've got the big iconic door on one end that falls open, and there's a trolley that runs the length of the barn peak, like the peak of the roof. And the trolley runs out through the big door, drops a rope and a hook down to a wagon, picks the hay up, drags it into the barn, and then drops it somewhere in the barn. That's what we're used to.
There's no side door entrance.
No,
there's no getting into the hayloft from the outside.
No, the hayloft is
way up there.
You have to climb a ladder to get into the hayloft. But we've seen so many barns this trip that are side entry with a ramp going right up into the side of the barn, big doors like you would back a wagon in there. Which
all the way from north, all the way from the Eagle River, all the way down to the bottom of Wisconsin. We're by La Crosse now, and they're still doing that. It has to do something with this area being predominantly dairy, we presume.
Yeah.
We don't know what the reason is, so let us know in the comments. It's been bugging us all week.
And believe us, if you just have a theory, we've already thought of it because we've been scratching our brains on this the whole time.
Anyway, 4.5 hours left to go. A little ways down the road, we crossed the Mississippi into Minnesota, which meant it was time to stop at a Quick Trip, grab a slice of pizza, and do a driver change. Oh, real quick, let me get you accustomed to this. All right, sir, my name is Officer Brown. I'd like to see your license and registration, please.
You can't catch me, copper.
No, we'll work on it. We'll work on it. As we followed the river down, we were blessed with tons of great views from the driftless area of lower Wisconsin, upper Iowa, and Minnesota. And eventually, we crossed the border into Iowa around Decorah. Just broke the 3-hour mark, and we are... Oh, wait, shit, we're in Iowa.
Yeah, we must be.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even notice. Personally, I was too busy reading about Mercury snowmobiles. Whoops. Anyway, yeah. 3 hours left. The sun just went down, so it's going to start getting dark. Angus and I have been doing this for a long time. We really want to get home, so I'm going to put the camera down and we'll update you if anything crazy happens. Hopefully you don't see us again until like... Another tank of fuel, and 2.5 hours later we were nearing home when we saw a familiar face. Did we just randomly find Tom?
We did. We found Tom in his natural habitat.
It really is Tom. Did we just take his car and leave him this?
Oh, absolutely. He'll love this.
Holy crap.
We did it?
We did it. Shut this piece of crap off. God damn it. Oh, shit.
What an absolute pile of it, too.
Man, you said it. Oh, wow, we had a marker out the whole time. We could have got pulled over for that. What a hunk of junk.
I don't know if we've even been able to properly convey how trash this thing is.
No, I think they probably got the idea by now. Well, there you go, folks. That is Kevin and Angus's big, great northern adventure to pick up sleds and go do snowmobile stuff up in Wisconsin, despite there being no snow, in a truck that they bought out of the woods and then drove 750 miles in just a few days. Something that we honestly didn't think would make it the first 100 miles, but honestly did way more than anyone could have ever expected. If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you subscribe, leave a like, and comment. Check out Build Season, the Bear Creek guys, and all the stuff up there in Wisconsin, whatever you saw on this episode. I remember it's been such a trip. I've forgotten half the stuff we've done. If you guys want to support the channel, the best way to do so is check out the merch on junkyarddigs.com. With that, we're going to go to bed because I'm exhausted and I want to get away from this thing immediately. We'll see you guys next week. Peace of shit.